Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Without wasting much time, let's start today's session. So, in today's session, what we are going to discuss it is about example, a use case related to the script include. Okay, so first let understand the requirement. Okay, so script include. So our use case is this one. Okay, so in according to this use case, what will be our script include name? It is a kind of util my API utils. This will be the name of script include. Okay, you can mention as per your requirement, as per your choice. Okay, so as a developer I want a script include which called by any server side script like fix script or a script, background script or anything, the business rule or anywhere you can call it. Okay, in this session we will call it using the background script. Okay, and this is created, this will be created, and it will contain a basic function which will check the data. Okay, how it will check the data, and it will return a value, either the sysid or the result false. Okay, so let me explain you again. Okay, as a developer I want a script include called my util. This will be the name, and it will contain a basic function for checking data. The first function is the first function will be have one parameter which we will pass through the server side script like fix script or background script, in which we can either give them the username or the sysid of that user or the email of that user. Okay, and the function will check if that user is present in the sysuser table or not, and if that user is present, so that is active as well or not. Okay, if that user is active and having the exact name or sysid or email match happen, then it will return the sysid of that user in each condition. Like if you are giving the username, sysid or email address, it will return if it will matches correctly and that user is active, then it will return the sysid of that user. Okay, and if in case user not matches, then it will return false, and if user matches but the active thing is false, then it will also return the false value. I hope you understand the requirement, and here it is mentioned. I will provide this requirement in the description as well, so you can check from there. Okay, so this script include should be callable from all scope. So we are not limiting it to any particular scope. I will show you how. And okay, and not into the global scope. Please call the function checkUser. Okay, so this will be the function name. Means function name should be called as the checkUser. Um, this one is the name of script include, and this is the function which we will define under that script include. Okay, for testing purpose, how we are going to test it? So we have to test it like by passing any value like 1 2 3 4, and it is random, it can be anything. So basically this is not present in my table, so it will return false as no user matches first of all. when user function is passed with the value like priya, so a user with name is priya is available, so it should return the sys id of that user record if that user matches, and active is true. Okay, according to this requirement you can like it can your requirement may be only to check the user matches, so you can do up to that. Okay, when user function is pass the value abc at the rate example.com, so maybe this is the, I mean in my system this is the email id of a user, so it will return the sys id of that user as user matches and active is true. Okay, then when user function is passes the value this one, this is the sys id of a user which is active, so it will return the value of sys id of that okay. The function should only return one value and it take one value as well. Okay, means we are passing a single value and we are getting a single value, either the false or the sys id. Okay, so let's start the coding part now. So first of all, according to our use case, let's just put this as a script include name. Since we are calling this through server side, so we don't need to check this client callable. Now the next thing is it should be accessible from all the scope, so not limited to the scope. We can select all application scope. Okay, and if you have a requirement like to particular scope, so then in that scenario you can create that script include in the particular scope and select this application scope only. Okay, now okay, so by default out of the box it should populate these things. Okay, this is the script include name and the class has been created. Under the class we are going to create the function. So for creating the function, first we have to mention the function name, and that is also mentioned here in the requirement. So let's just copy it and okay. So this is the this is the function. Okay. Now under this function, okay, this function have one parameter. So suppose I am giving one parameter, example data. You can put anything here. I mean this is just a parameter name. Okay. So we have given here. Now this is regarding first, I mean this is how, I mean first we have to think about the logic, how we are going to perform these things. Okay, so first of all we have to query the sys user table with the this value that is this value is available in a name, I mean user id or email id or the sys id. If these things matches, then it will return the sys id of that user. Okay, so for that what we are going to do, we have one glide record, so it is very useful for the querying, deleting or inserting or updating the table. So we are using for the querying and returning the value. So where let's just put any name, suppose user. Okay, then new glide record. Okay, our table name is sys user, where we have to query. Then now we have to pass one query, that can be encoded query. Add encoded query. It will make the search easier. Okay. So now under this code we have to put the query. So first let's go to the checkUser table. Okay, so we move to this, we moved here on the checkUser table list view. Now we have to add the filter condition. So filter condition is first that user should be active, means active is true, and then we have to test the parameter, like suppose we have passes one data, one value which should either match with the user id. Okay, so user id is, let let's put this one. Okay, or email id should be, okay, now, or what is that, society. So okay, first let's copy the society from here. Right click on the header part, and then you have the option to copy the society. Okay, so I have copied the society, and then here I am pasting the society. Okay, so this is our query. Now run this query. So we have one record. First let's copy the query. Okay, so we have copied the query. Now here I am just pasting this query. So this is a static query for the able tutor one. Okay, but we need the dynamic things, like if the value is different, then how. So let's just make it the dynamic. So up to this one it should be same. Now the able tutor value will be this data. Okay, so add the plus sign and then put the parameter here. Okay, then plus to add the string. Okay, and the string should be under the single quote or double quote. So we have started the single quote, then up to this is the string, so we have put it here under the single quote. Then with this string we have to add again the parameter, so add the plus symbol, then just remove this static value, and instead of static value we are passing the parameter. Okay, now parameter, after parameter passing added here, then we again need some string, so start string, then up to this the string ended, then at this society place again we want to add the data, and no need to put the last single quote as this is not a static value. Okay, now our query is ready. So let's just run this query. Okay, this query will run, and if value is true, uh, if the query is true, it will check first here, and then we want to return the user dot sys id, and here sys id is the backend name of our sys id field. Okay, now for the else condition we have to mention else return else return false. Okay, so our code is almost ready. Now for the error we need to put here comma because it is in the form of JSON. Okay, now okay, so our function is ready, our script include is ready. So let's just save this record. Okay, so our script include is now ready to be used. Okay, now let's just open our script, what is called background script. Background script, sorry, script background. Okay, so this is our background script, and here first we have to call the script include. So let's just calling using object we have created here, then new, and then the sorry guys, I have forgot to forget to share the script include. Just a minute. Okay, sure. Sorry, as I have explained. Sorry, let me explain it again. CheckUser is the function where we have passes the data as a parameter. Then this is user table. We have using the glide record. We have query using the query, and query copied from the table instead of the static value. We have added the parameter here. Okay, and if we are adding any parameter to any string, so we have to use the plus icon. So this is the string and then plus, and then we have added the parameter. Again in the parameter we are adding the string, so we have added the plus icon, and then up to this the string has been added. The again the this is string, and we need the dynamic parameter dynamic value. So using parameter plus icon, and then the data has been added. Again next string required, so we have put it here, and the data using the plus icon. Okay, so this is the query. Then we have run the query and check if the query is returning the true value. Then return the user.sysID. And sysID is the field value of that particular record. Okay. Then if this condition, this is returning false, then in the else condition we have written um, return false. Okay, so this is our script include, and now it is ready to be in use. So my script include name is this one, and the function name is this one. So now we are going to test it. So open the script background, then create the object here, new, and then the script include name. Okay, and then dot, and using the dot working we can call the, what is the function name of check user, right? So this is the function. Okay, now under the function we have to pass the value. So okay, this is string and we are going to pass it, and then gs dot print, and then whatever the value containing user that we are going to print. Okay, now for the value, let's just try to put the user value. For able tutor, let's just pass the user id of able tutor. So this is the able tutor user id. Now run this script. See, it is returning the society of that user, as that user is active and user have the name, user matches with that name we have passed. Okay, okay, so now let's just pass any random thing or just add here 1 2 3. So it is not a correct match. Let's just run it. So it's written as the false. Okay, now let's just pass any email address. So okay, this is the email address. Okay, so it's returning the ID of that user. So now it is ready and you can test as much as you want. For this session, I mean, this is this is the end of the session. Now we will meet with the new requirement. You can do the keep practicing. Bye guys, thanks for watching.